Hey guys, today I'm making a new video and I shall be comparing Origin mode of Shinobi Story to Rogue Lineage. These two are very alike and have a similar execution style combat. Um, I'd say the combo system's way different, but there are a lot of things that I would consider to be comparable, and that's why I'm able to make this video because these two games have things I can compare them to, and they're not completely two different games, and it would be unfair to compare them. So, first, we're going to talk about the community, which is actually what most of this video is going to be. Right now, as you can see here, I'm just playing normally, and there are missions like kill this specific person or kill that specific person, but most people are low ranks, so even if you get like one of those missions, it won't be a challenge. It isn't like somebody from B plus is going to raid you or attack you and destroy you. Unlike Rogue Lineage, where there are different skill levels that make it almost virtually impossible to do anything. Um, Origin is much difficult in terms of finding things, unlike Rogue Lineage, where there's a whole Trello which is precise and can actually help guide your way. And this game right here is, in my experience, based on what I'm seeing, very good in terms of the the stat system because Rogue Lineage doesn't have a stat system. It's whoever has better items wins, which is kind of bad because it means that everyone has an equal chance of destroying a noob, and that's not fair. Like it should be not it should be strategy based rather than raw power. Like if some sort of fresh spawn had better stats than, for example, a somebody an ultra class mage, and the only he has better is because he used it correctly and he ends up winning because of that, then the ultra deserved it for not strategizing and for making mistakes. Now that would be perfect. If Rogue Lineage made it so that the stats are randomized, so some people are born stronger than others, or some start with key even though they're not a class with magic or mana. And that would be perfect because that would give so much advantage. I mean, so many people would wipe themselves, not those who lasted long, but there's gonna be people who wipe themselves. Some people who are upset because they have so much silver, but in reality, we're talking about here is more of a what do you call it? A rogue experience. This game, Shinobi Story, is ironically more of a rogue game than Rogue Lineage. Not only does it have a similar execution style, but you don't know where anything is. And even if you look at the Trello, you would have to actually look at the MMO and be familiarized with it before you know anything. Like, it doesn't tell you what he is. He's most likely deflecting or endurance, and you wouldn't know until you actually click on him. And that's where you have a challenge. Um, this game makes it so you can't team up with people from other villages, and makes it so that you can get missions. In Rogue Lineage, the way you make money is by finding random items in the middle of nowhere that randomly spawn and selling them. That's it, and killing people, of course. And that's not really Rogue. I mean, it is Rogue, but it's not difficult in the sense that the game's not making it difficult for you. It's the players, and only the players give you a challenge in Rogue Lineage. But in Shinobi Story, you get an actual challenge. Like you didn't know anything. Some of these action moves, like for example, let's talk about lightning. Lightning element, the original D minus, is way better than Chidori, and if you don't know this, you're gonna screw yourself over a point. But there are YouTubers who will show you that, oh, this is bad and this is not. in Rogue Lineage, you can technically watch YouTubers, but basically you can watch them rambling for 12 hours on how they got boosted and how they're about to gank someone. And that's kind of dumb. You don't really learn much from that, do you? Like, look at this. You can just jump in the middle of nowhere, even though you have to press X. Look at this. Cool B wall rocking. You could even run while walking on the wall. You could chase people. You could have a challenge. While he's doing that, I'm just gonna attack him. And even though I'm being toxic, I'm just trying to demonstrate something. All I have to do is use actual fish skills, which isn't awkward like Rogue Lineage has. I can just grab him, and I could easy execute. He just logged, but he lost a life. I wasn't actually planning on killing him, but whatever, his fault. And I'm just trying to show that in this game, I think that was a Rock Village or something like that. In this game, things aren't that awkward. You just have to use your brain. Just use your brain and learn how to do things. You could use shift lock. Shift lock's quite buggy. But if they fix the bugs in this game, then this game would over dominate Rogue Lineage. And I think the only thing that keeps players from quitting Rogue right now is number one, the bugs, number two, the grind of this game, and number three, they could have lots and lots of stats that they don't want to get rid of. Of course, I got wiped before I tried this game, so I'm more influenced on the fact that I could play this instead of a game where I can get easy wiped. Um, only that, but this game's PvP is a bit broken in terms of some things are overpowered and unfair. While there are certain things that are not balanced at all. But Rose Lineage is exactly the same, so I can't compare. Like Abyss Walker is way better than Shinobi or Faceless Lethality. Am I saying it right? Lethality, whatever. Basically, Faceless Lethality. Hmm, Lethality. Darn it! Why am I getting so worked up? Is more of turn that off. Is so broken. Like you could one hit people back then. I mean, they nerfed it, but still, you could still see videos on people soloing a whole squad using lethality alone, and it's not very cool. I mean, there's one weapon in this game which probably will get but nerfed immediately. Look at that! I can jump down like that, and I'll break my bones immediately. That's another thing. Because people can break their bones, but things like this are too cool. Like this character I randomly got two two elements rather than one, which I guess you can call lucky. Could you if you want to scratch your face or something, you can just use your arrow keys. Pretty cool. I'm getting off topic, but let's go back to the community because that was supposed to be my first point, and I barely mentioned it. Okay. Not to need 400 coins because that's air. The community in this game, yes, they can be toxic, but they're most likely 9-year-olds, so they're not good type of toxic. I mean, the good toxic, they're in numbers, and the toxic are all in Rogue Lineage. Yes, every toxic players are in Rogue Lineage or somewhere around it. And if you think about it, if you go play Rogue Lineage right now, which I will show in a few minutes, it can get really toxic. I mean, like, seriously, that game I do not recommend it. Just enter your own risk. If you spawn as a scrim, you feel pressure to switch characters because people are just gonna destroy you and use you for boosts. Just because you're a different race than them. Yes. And ironically, there is racism. in a game that's on Roblox. Actually, I should just call that ironic. That is straight up ironic. So funny that people use screen boosting and don't realize how, in a sense, that could be racism. I mean, with logic, it's obvious, but not many people use logic in this world. Look how many people are fighting here. Finally got to the leaf, which means I know where to get my D rank missions. It's over here. There's a guy right. Oh, I forgot.
Believe it.
So with this game, oh my goodness, you can shoot people. You can use your logic. Get caught. You could hide somewhere. That's what I just did right now. I do not know how to substitution, and I'm confused right now. And that's steal.
Believe it.
And when you go to like things like this, like they can't grab me right now because I'm underwater, but I'm going to drown. And now the game's going to punish me for it. Unless I manage to survive, which is it's not likely to be the case. Now I'll spawn with full lives, and I'm drowning now. And now I can run with full health. Okay, so kind of the game kind of saved me in a sense that if you jump in water, the guy doesn't run out of chakra. Okay, this guy's chasing me. Like, oh, you can just say hi to people, invite them to stuff. Let's see if he else up. In Rogue Lineage, you can't really trust people. There's no party system. There's no faction system either. How you can trust randoms, right?
Believe it.
Problem with this though is a little bit is that there's only fish right now. It's really hard to get your training done. Just being honest.
Believe it.
He's mad. Okay, some. Look how we're destroying this one guy.
Believe it.
No offense to Rogue Lineage, but this game also touched down this battle system. Oh, okay, that was Unless he comes down here and drowns. There's no way that he can win.
Believe it.
Luckily, my vigor was at the top, and I'll respawn with full health. Let's see, will I survive? Yep. Look, I didn't even lose any lives. Pretty cool game. I'm sorry, I had to say I love this game. Oh, they're teaming up. Boys, you better get away. Oh, he's in a different village. I was that village earlier, now they're kind of teaming up.
Believe it.
Well, worst case scenario, just log, right? I mean, in this game, you don't really lose much from logging if you're D rank. It's like logging as a fresh spawn. You don't get insanity either, so yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, I wouldn't recommend logging. Logging is uncool, but I'm just messing around. It's not even a main character. Only gripped one guy, and I have to admit that this game's pretty cool. I'll be switching to Rogue now. I'm going to switch to Rogue real quick. Show off the game. The game is at 1.2K, so even though Rogue Lineage has met a competitor, they're not really losing as much members. Usually they're at 2K also. They kind of are losing members. So if you play Rogue, you can see right here. Spawn in. I forgot what I am. An Ashen or something like that. This is how you run. You have to look for stuff. It's kind of boring in a sense, especially if you play by yourself. It's only Rogue in the sense that, look at this. I mean, now that I see the two, the way your character looks too is odd. Odd, very odd. I mean, it's like normal Roblox except with the running. You notice the blocks more. You notice that's more blocky, even though that's such an odd statement to say. It's just, oh, that's the abyss. Oh no. Oh, I got stuck, but let's just jump down there. Let me show you something real quick. If you get stuck in this game, there's no way out. This can be called Rogue. Um, Shinobi Story took the endanger thing, but look at this. The game adds so much detail, but it looks like it looks less graphical. Like the graphics on this, it's just odd. Like the shadowing of this chair, it looks kind of like poop a little bit. Look at this. Shinobi Story does way more towards the map. It makes it look every single thing look more realistic. So I could just do new lineage for new race, but look, I'm in Norris Fall. I just randomly go down here. I'll look for trinkets. Let's see if this guy attacks me. I won't do anything to him. Actually, I will. But look at this. This guy randomly attacks me, so I'm going to log. And you see, I'll lose life, but at least he doesn't get the execution, which is worth it in a sense. Immediately as soon as you enter, okay, you start a new life, you get toxic people, okay? I'm showing you Shinobi Story right now, right here and right now. I'm going to Origin right here. Let's see how toxic it is. Let's see how long it'll take me for me to be attacked and try to be executed. And not as a joke, but like people seriously for their own personal gain. Okay, let's go see this. Okay, you click demo origin. Cause I'm not getting paid Origin yet to like stat these characters out. You know, be in servers with noobs, right? You go here, you're like, oh look, rocks open. Ooh, look. Ooh, so cool. So yeah, rocks open. You got the Akamichi clan. Looks so odd. I think Akamichi's more common in this village. Not sure, but been noticing a lot. You drop down here, you take damage. Look, we kind of have similar. Here, I wasn't try to be attacked or anything. Let's see. Count how many seconds in your head on you getting wrongfully attacked. Look at this. This is so slick. Look, Rogue Lineage only offers certain races mana, so they could spend money on races if you don't get it. Honestly, they're not trying to make this Rogue Lineage a unique experience. They could have made all the races balanced and made it so you can only choose one, and then they could do balance changes later, and then you'll be like, oh hey, let me change races and pay 200 Robux. They didn't do it like that. No, instead, they made it so that they made it so that sorry, they made it so that you randomly get a race and you're stuck with it. And if you get abused for that race, oh, it's your fault. I thought you own this, dude. Oh, that's not cool, dude. Like some races have more difficulty to it. People spent thousands of Robux on it just to create an alt so they can get their executions. Oh, and they not only that, but they waste it all and they kind of lose their thing and they have to redo everything. Wow, so fun, right? But no, that's not fun at all. You're ruining the game like that. I wonder what Project Ultimate would do. He's setting it up for the 30th. If he doesn't, then he'll be a hypocrite because he's just tweeting about how um he never delayed a thing and trying to roast Carabros for it. And it'll be hilarious if he delays Project Ultimate. Now, he and Carabos have beef just because of the execution style. I mean, if it didn't have execution style, I doubt Ragusa would be complaining. Or it could also be that Snake World, which he's kind of racist. There's proof of that. Um, yeah. Let me continue. Also Snake World is has NRP NO2. It's not kind of that good, but it has a bunch of fanboys on it, which I'm surprised because Naruto RPG offers way more. Like I'm talking about Naruto RPG, the one created by Carabos. I think it was Kingston Endo, then Shinobi Life, something like that. No, Shinobi Life's Beyond. My bad. Look at this fun experience. I mean, only noobs won't understand how to do this. This game's for moderates. I wouldn't call you a pro for getting all different Rogue Lineage. In the There is some problem with Shinobi Life though. I mean story, my bad. Shinobi Story has some flaws to it. Like the mission system. They should do the grinding missions because what? What's that? I'm confused. Buggy. It's an early state though. I'm not surprised. They could have delayed it. Um, Shinobi Story, pretty fun. I spent more hours on Shinobi Story than Rogue Lineage, ironically. After I got Rogue Lineage, just spent like 2 days on it. But Rogue Lineage, I did it kind of constantly. I wasn't that active on it because I first started off as a scroom and people kept destroying me because of that. And then I got Ashin, I think that is it. It's the people with the red hair. And people got rid of me there because people also managed to hate Ashen, but however, they don't hate it as much as Scrooms, as I made a video proving that point. That Ashens don't, in an hour, Ashens can get wiped. And if you if Ragusa can make the game less toxic and more difficult in a sense that it's harder to do things or accomplish things, and made it so that unlocking things isn't based on just pure execution, would be perfect. Like this game, to become a full-fledged ninja, you don't have to get executions everywhere. If they do that, it's gonna ruin the game. Trust me. But at least they're not. At least you get these cool people running around. That's all I could think of for now. And I hope you guys have a good day. This was my temporary rant on Rogue Lineage, and Shinobi Story is a big challenge for it. Because if you compare these two, Shinobi Story is
Believe it.
way better. Like I said with the blocky thing, you can't notice the blocky thing too much because if you can tell the arms are a little spread out. They're not touching each other. You see the space. And not only that, but they're also bent. So it's like a it's not straight and oddly looking. The creators of this game obviously made detail on every single little thing. Everything. Details coding, spent their time. Jeez. I have to give them props for that. Gotta give them props. You cannot give them anything besides props. It's just facts. Look at this. You run up here. Look at this amazing content. I wish you could hold it straight up. I actually can. It's that I'm moving it around. Look at that. You could just stay still. You're not. Oh yeah, you're still losing chi action, but you could stay still and enjoy the height. You could. I don't think you can go upside down though. That would be sick to go upside down. Just jump down, go up. It's just cool. It's pretty cool. And if you can't admit that, then you're kind of delusional, buddy. It's just fun falling from tall spaces, using all your chi on climbing up and doing things like moving around. You could go down, you could use your climbing skills instead. Come on. Well, this is all for this video.